So we've all been wrong in the past, and that's okay. I've definitely been wrong, and I think in fitness it's a bit of a journey. Most people have, and the typical one that I'd say almost everyone's been there is believing that carbs are bad, inherently bad, and inherently fattening. I remember being on holiday in France, and I was reading a book called The Diabetes Solution. And I think it's one problem with reading books, I guess, is that it's always from one narrative, so they're never questioned, and you end up not questioning it a bit if you sort of get brainwashed by it. But anyway, this happened to me. I sort of got brainwashed by this book, and I got really into it. And it almost, I took a step back after, and I thought, well, actually, I'm not diabetic, so it's not actually applicable to me. But the sort of notion of the book was that carbohydrates are bad, and if you cut carbohydrates, you'll become much more healthier, you'll lose weight, and you'll be fitter, healthier, happier. Luckily at the time I wasn't that into fitness, wasn't on social media, didn't voice this opinion, and I guess nowadays people going through that journey of finding some information, realising it's actually not accurate, finding better information. I guess the journey of education in fitness is, like, I guess nowadays, because social media is so big, you're seeing all of that. So you're not just getting the end result, you're seeing people sort of go through these fads, but they're giving out that misinformation as they go, which is probably why we see so much contradictive opinions about diet and exercise. And it's harder now to say and admit I was wrong, because it's all there in blogs, articles, podcasts. These things don't go away as easy as, oh yeah, remember last summer when I thought carbs are bad? Well, it turns out they're not, and you've only said it to your friends or your family or whatever that might be. If it's written, it's much harder to say, no, do you know what, I was wrong, and this is a better source of information, or actually this doesn't matter as much, it's more about the whole context of your diet. And I guess what I'm getting at is that it takes a lot to come out and say, yes, I was wrong, especially when you've got people on your social media sort of encouraging that belief, or buying into it, or maybe even the fact that you've sold them plans that are based around that, and now you're saying, actually, this wasn't the case. So it takes a lot to stand up and say, yeah, I was wrong, here's some better information, and I've changed my stance. Now I'm rambling, but I guess the point of this video is that everyone's been wrong, and it's okay to be wrong, and I understand that nowadays it's harder to admit that you were wrong, but it's still okay to do so, and it's also a case of everyone else sort of forgiving is probably not the right word, but appreciating that someone has changed their mind. So there's so many debates online. I think egos get involved so quickly that, it's I'm right, you're wrong. It shouldn't be about who's right, it's about what is right. So yeah, I guess accepting that people change their mind or change their views. And the whole point is that when you're debating someone, that you're giving them this information. It shouldn't be about who's right and who's wrong. It should be about giving them this information in the hope that they will change their mind, because hopefully what you're giving them is the correct information. So yeah.